Hello, everybody. Okay, so this is part 3 of this 5-part series, and we're going to just do a quick recap of part 2. Excuse me if I'm a little sweaty. I've been working out this morning, so work out. Anyway, in part 2, we went over how we share knowledge on an energetic level. We also went over the 3 keys and the aspect groups to use the 2 universal laws of acceptance and forgiveness. We went over coping strategies and where this process leads us in our spiritual journey, and how this takes us in humanity and how it pushes us forward in our own evolution.
So the successful application of the 2 universal laws of acceptance and forgiveness, it's going to create a process that looks something like this, and it's going to repeat itself. So you're going to fall into alignment. You're going to have an epiphany, some kind of aha moment, and it's going to push you into alignment. Then something's going to happen in your life, whether that be a relationship, whether that be an interaction, or you're just out in a state of not feeling grounded. It's going to push you back into a state of being unbalanced. Now, the 2 rules while you're unbalanced is going to be everything in life is a choice, and avoid the victim mentality at all costs. And then the rest period is like the integration period. This is where we run through any self-deception. We also clear any childhood traumas, and we heal the inner child. It takes time. This is an emotional process. It's not really something that you can rush as much as you would love to. You can't really do that. And this is also where we get to learn how to trust our own discernment and build that skill up. You're going to have your epiphany moment. You're going to draw your wisdom from your darkness. And then after that, you're going to fall back into realignment. And this is what we call the spiritual death and rebirth. You get to explore this new version of you now. You get to integrate and see how this new version of you deals with situations, because it feels different. So I'm going to show you this video. I believe, I don't know this guy's name. I'm sorry. I'm not like the best spiritual guru. Like, I don't really have idols. I just kind of do my own thing. But this video, I came across it and I loved it. Chopra, something like that. Okay, anyway.
Is a cyclic experience. A certain state, and then it may seem as if you are falling out of that state, but that's not always for a negative reason. Remember that many times when you achieve a high level of vibration, you download a lot of information into yourself at that level. The idea then is to bring that information and ground it back to earth, and sometimes that actually requires you to lower your vibration to do so, so that it can sink in and crystallize on a different level. At the same time, recognize that what's happening is not this. What's happening is this. You are always actually climbing up, especially when you don't judge the down part of the cycle, because you're actually always landing higher than you were before, even though it may seem like you're going down. You're actually creating a rising arc.
So I absolutely love this video. He explains it so well. And that's what I feel this process is. Integrate it. You sit there, you have like a plateau, and then you rise up. And like once you get into that realignment, that spiritual rebirth, you have an energetic level up. And your energy goes up. You feel better. You feel more equipped. You feel on top of your game. Emotional processing can be isolating and exhausting. You will feel overwhelmed and like you're losing your mind at times. I advise you to sit in this state and talk with the Creator until you work yourself through the motions. This is why I state, find your stillness in your state of perpetual motion. This being, you find the similarities and you analyze through experience. And well, you now have me to give you tips and pointers, but still, I encourage you to go through your own experiences and feel your way through it so that your soul is able to integrate the knowledge. This willingness is moving gracefully with the Creator. So I have a little rhyme that I do, and it goes something like this. God is my mediator, the one and only most high divine creator. Yeah, he's always up for a debate. How long is he going to show you intention along the way? Tired of all this fear and stealing, people becoming villains, leading to so much killing. So that's just a little rhyme that I made off like the top of my head one day. And yeah, yada, yada, yada. Pretty good. Anyway, let's keep going. So you lead with love for yourself first, and then you can lead with love for others after. Once we integrate all this balancing between our dark and our light, then we are equipped to go into the leadership positions that require us to be grounded and stable in who we are and not emotionally triggered. The universe is always working with you. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. Learn the language of the elements, and in turn, you will start to see how the earth is very much so alive. This will shift your perspective into the earth being a second mother. The planet and the creator in unity, I call the Almighty. The three processing tools we have and the groups that they fall into. So we have our mind, our body, and our soul. So we're going to look at mind like your brain, your logic, the darkness, intrusive thoughts, revenge, victim mentality, ego driven. We're going to look at the emotion, the soul, as our moral compass, our principles, our self-respect, awareness, but also heart-led. So in this right here, we have a physical body in the middle. We need to use our physical body to negotiate between our brain and our heart. Because one thing that they do have in common, these are two different kinds of brains, but they work better in unity, is observation. You can observe how you feel. You can also observe how you think. Your truth is between you and the creator, nobody else. I don't trust anyone else to show me my truth because people manipulate people. Psychologists do negative feedback loops. It's not even that I don't trust, like I'm totally willing to trust them. I find I get better results when I just do it myself with God. So, and also take into account that you have your internal world and your external world. So these are going to be different. Like the mind, body, and soul still apply externally, and the mind, body, and soul apply internally. But they're going to be mirroring each other. So like if you have an insecurity, the way it manifests in your external world, pay attention to that, because it's going to keep popping up until you learn the lesson, right? Right. Okay. Embrace our truth, internal conflict resolution. In a prior video, I had went over the 5-step M diagram that I have created and how we approach communication. So we meet people with vulnerability, we see power through humility, we address accountability by being firm, and then we have compassion when required to create change. This is the best way that I found to level with anybody. And then character building framework. So setting the intention allows you to flow with direction of the self, because a free spirit wandering without direction is dangerous. I would know from experience. Large or small, each movement goes towards a better tomorrow. We are creating through intention. This could be looked at from the perspective of things that are limiting you, obstacles. You may things that would make life easier if we went without it. And of course, the bottlenecks that you experience in establishments. We do this for our children and the wholeness of humanity as a collective. Intentionally, we are capable of independently working together for what we want. And what we want, we may not get to experience in this lifetime, but that doesn't mean it's any less worthy for shooting for than your existence is here today. Mind, body, and soul. Building upon our expansion of the mind, body, and soul, we will be introduced to a new sureness of the self. How? Because we move from living unconsciously to living intentionally. So there's many different avenues that we can explore for our mind, body, and soul health. So the mind, fulfillment is found while holding space for yourself to pull the wisdom from your darkness, continuing to grow and learn, however that may look for you. Some examples of the process you will work through and create coping strategies while in contemplation of your experiences are expanding your capacity, taming the beast within you to harness the energy for the benefit or destruction of humanity. As you integrate your new established self-control and exercise your free will, you'll settle into the mantra of love has already won. For your body, just get your body moving. Go to the gym. You could try yoga, water activities. Let's say you have chronic pain. Take a course on that. Find alternative solutions. Just keep your brain moving. You are not stuck. If there is a will, there is a way. So don't give up on yourself. Don't just, keep your hope alive. You will find it. You will see why it's there. Keep your faith alive. And for your soul, share your knowledge without expectation. Embody the wisdom you carry and speak through your energy everywhere you go. We are here to share the wisdom. We're not here to hold on to it. Okay. I got one question for you. When you go and get your prescription, or you get a prescription from the doctor, do you ask the doctor or the pharmacist for the ingredients to be explained to you in a comprehensible fashion? No, 9 times out of 10, we don't. See, this is blind faith. Blind faith that you entrust in the government. And are you sure that's where you want to be giving your blind faith? I entrusted the creator of what is and always was. This is the very aspect that raised me. I want you to remember that I was on my own at 13 years old and nobody checked on me. I was in abusive relationships. And I was on my own. Like I can't. I know some of you aren't going to believe me, but I swear, my mom's gone, and I swear on my life, I did have minimal support from family members, but I pushed them away because I knew I was toxic. And I didn't want my choices to affect them in any which way. I didn't want to bring them harm. I didn't want to hurt them or have somebody that I know do something. Like, it's just unpredictable, so I stayed away. And I did it by myself. I mean, my dad wasn't, parents weren't there, but I mean, like, as far as like other family supports, if I was more grounded, I'm not angry anymore. If I wasn't angry, things would have been a lot different. Using it in stress to strive forward as we evolve our mind, body, and soul. So your keys for success for this part of the internal work: if you see yourself completely innocent, you're in the victim mentality, and I'm going to need you to jiggity check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay? Yeah, thanks. Self-control is a direct reflection of your self-awareness. Environments such as feeling provoked, lack of regard for your boundaries, and the way you're treated is a good place to analyze where you stand with your own self-control. Self-awareness is the direct reflection of your self-respect. Use your imagination to explore your darkness. Don't be in denial of it because it's there. Do it. Explore. Go into the depths. Take it all away. And then ask yourself how you felt justified. In that moment, after the exercise of using your imagination, ask yourself if you still feel justified in the actions that you took. You need to weigh out what injustice you think has been done to you and see if what the actions that you took in your mind, if you feel were justified. And think about actually putting yourself in the position of what you've done in your imagination and the mental prison and consequences that follow up with that, as if it actually happened. We're going to go through attachment, which is proving who you are to people, having to, like, you know, earn your stripes, or people pleasing. And then you're going to go into detachment, where you start using more of your logical, rational, and practical senses in your decision making. And what follows up after that would be protection that comes with privacy. You'll start to move into the energy of your presence being inclusive. And that very much so is true. Because as you continue on in this spiritual journey that we all are on, and I think it's about time that we level up ourselves spiritually so we can match where we're at with technology, so we know how to use it in a way that's not going to destroy us. Because right now, as it stands, we have super advanced technology and communication has never been easier, yet we lack the communication skills to use that super advanced technology. Like, we're still having wars. There's a problem here, people. There is a serious problem. So the journey, it pretty much we're summing up the fact that I negotiated with myself between my darkness and my light until I found a place of harmony between the two, where I pulled enough wisdom from my darkness to use it in a good way. So self-respect is a reflection of your confidence. Think of the one thing that you do or have done on every single day because you want it or it makes you feel good. Whatever it is, shift that into self-respect. What would it take for you to fully love yourself without insecurity? Now, I'm not saying do the shift overnight because it doesn't happen overnight, but slowly start to shift what it takes for you to love yourself and your wholeness into the same kind of importance of what you do every day as your crutch to get through the day. We all kind of do certain things. I think mine's saying and those are my crutches. Okay. Oh, I'm getting a pimple right here. Oh no. I feel it. Anyway. So when using your imagination, weigh out your pros and cons prior to the experience. Then go into your imagination, go all the way, do the whole 9 yards of whatever you are imagining, whatever it is. During contemplation of the experience, I want you to analyze how you justified your actions and if you still feel justified after the exercise. Take yourself from in the moment to the aftermath of the mind. Contemplate between the two. So being inclusive has nothing to do with being better. It has everything to do with self-concept and self-respect. There is no ideal for the amount of time you spend being inclusive, but use your discernment, whatever feels right by you, as long as you give yourself some inclusive time for you to have with the Creator, where you connect back to yourself and the infinite that's all around us. And if keeping ourselves in check means not taking all the credit and giving some of it to the Almighty, I'm in. If that's what keeps us in check with our egos, I'm totally in for that. Appreciate all that is, be grateful for all that you are. Always, always give the credit to the Most High, Divine Creator of what is and always was. Whatever that is for you, there's not a right or a wrong answer, but whatever that is for you. If this is what keeps our egos from getting out of line and creating wars, if this is what allows us to live independently while still co-creating, then we don't need to pay taxes anymore. So let's get on it, people. Okay. And this sums up the video for today. As always, if you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe and follow my other social media platforms. I share a lot of content that I use for guidance that I resonate with, and I am totally willing to share all of that with you. My Facebook, I share a lot of content on there. I'm not so much on Instagram right now, and every Thursday I go live on Facebook. However, it may not be at 7 o'clock. Those times will be shifting because of my work schedule shifting so much. I will keep you updated. So today is Wednesday. I will let you know by tonight on my Facebook if you want to join the live video. Anywho, ciao for now. And like I said, like and subscribe. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you next Wednesday for part 4. Peace and love.